Yo, what's up guys? In this video, we're going to talk about a concept that you hear thrown around a lot on YouTube, and that is eat with purpose. So I just want to go over what eat with purpose means, because when I figured this out, this was something that really kind of opened my eyes to how you should be eating and clarified to a very intense degree what I should be eating, what I should not be eating, and made it just much simpler for me to choose what to eat. So there's a reason you guys always hear me say, eat mostly meat and eggs. You know, you should be eating meat and eggs, blah, blah, blah. That should be the main staple of your diet. And that is because the reason is that meat and eggs are the most well-rounded foods. Okay. You have all kinds of vitamins, minerals that you need in there. You got protein, you have fat, and most importantly, it's not the type of food that people binge on. You might binge on McDonald's, but you're not going to binge on the hamburger patties from hamburgers at McDonald's, right? It's not a binge food. Nobody's going to binge on chicken breast. Nobody's going to binge on even fried chicken. You're not going to binge on that. You might eat a lot. You might regret that you ate a lot, but it's not the type of food that you binge on. You can't actually binge on it. You will get too full and not want to eat anymore. So the point is that when you eat with purpose, what you're doing is you're choosing foods not based on their flavor, not based on their taste, not based primarily on their taste, but based primarily on what they will be doing for your body. So for example, when you look at a piece of food, and this is why I tell people to read nutritional labels. I don't understand how people will buy a food based on, like, you know, anything other than the nutritional label. And not the nutritional label, but the ingredients, right? Because nutritional labels, they lie. Ingredients, less likely that they'll lie. I guess it's still possible that they will lie, but less likely. So when you eat with purpose, what you want to do is you want to choose the foods that, think about what your body is going to need for the next several hours and choose foods that will satisfy that need. So for example, and there's not really that many situations where you'll have to choose different foods, right? So number one, let's just call it like general purpose life, right? General purpose life, you're going to want to eat meat and eggs. That's it. Done. End of story. Has everything you need, vitamins, minerals. It's going to prevent you from binging. You're not going to fucking get out of control and eat 9 slices of pizza for meat and eggs, because there is no, you know, that's not what meat and eggs is. It's meat and eggs. Whereas if you go and you eat pizza, you know, you're going to get out of control and you're going to eat too much, probably. It's very hard to eat just like 2 slices of pizza. The second one is when you have a very aerobic activity that you have to do in the next couple hours. And in this case, honestly, I would still say you could probably just get away with eating meat and eggs. If it's like super intense, like really intense aerobic activity for an extended period of time, my next choice is oatmeal and eggs. Really, it's not that hard. Oatmeal and eggs, very good for extended bouts of aerobic activity. Oats, great slow burning carb. And then the third one is recovery from an anaerobic workout. And surprise, surprise, what are you going to eat? Meat and eggs, once again. So not a huge, every video I make just comes down to eat meat and eggs. But that's really what eating with purpose is you identify the foods that are the most useful for whatever you're trying to get done. And if we eliminate, you know, if we look at all of the foods that are available on the planet or at a grocery store to eat, 999 out of them, out of 1,000, are going to be foods that are not optimal, are not ideal. The best food that you can eat at any given time is meat and or eggs. Done. End of story, period. Now, there are other things like garnishes or spices, which I think are very useful. Garlic, onions, olive oil, basically any kind of spice, which, you know, think about it from like a historical standpoint. Spices evolved. People spice their food, not necessarily for flavor. And this is what I believe. I believe that spices became a part of modern cuisine because of the nutritional benefits that they provided for the people that cooked with them, right? If you look at India, for example, Indian food has a lot of turmeric, has a lot of cumin, has a lot of like very heavily spiced food, because, no offense to any Indian people watching this, India is kind of a dirty, disgusting place. They don't eat beef. They don't eat a lot of meat. A lot of people there are poor. So in order to like maintain their health and preserve like a high level of health, or like at least a decent level of health, they had to spice the shit out of their food with all of these very powerful spices that help boost your immune system, like turmeric and cumin and all these other things. Same thing, you can look at every culture, and if you look at their historical dishes, a lot of them will have a pickled dish. like something that has a lot of probiotics, like you know, sauerkraut or pickles, or I don't know, fucking pickled something, pickled eggs. There's all kinds of pickled stuff out there. Why did all of these cultures evolve, you know, develop some sort of pickled dish independently of one another? Because I believe that, you know, they realized at some point along the way that the people who ate these pickled things lived longer and were happier than the people who didn't. That's just my bro science. I could have no idea what I'm talking about, but generally when you see commonalities among a wide variety of cultures, despite the fact that these cultures had no communication with each other, it's safe to say that there's a reason that these things evolved organically, okay? So bottom line, eating with purpose really just means choosing the best foods for whatever you are going to be doing for the next several hours of the next day. And the best foods always pretty much come down to either meat and or eggs, with some, let's call them garnishes or spices on the side: garlic, onions, any kind of spice, really, vegetables in moderation, fruit in moderation, nuts in moderation. And that's really all it comes down to. Cool. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Leave me a comment. What's your opinion on eating with purpose? Leave me a comment. Let me know, do you have any other suggestions of videos? I want to know about them. Peace.